그럼 첫 번째 강연을 시작하겠습니다. 처음 모실 분은 이제 인공지능을 이용한 신약 개발 연구에서 가장 두각을 드러내고 있는 기업 중에 하나인 인실리코 메디슨 타이안의 CEO 지밀린 박사님입니다. 먼저 인실리코 메디슨은 하나부터 10까지 전 과정을 인공지능이 주도해서 임상 단계 약물을 개발하는 기업이고요. 그리고 차세대 인공지능 시스템을 이용해서 생물학과 화학 임상 실험 분석의 연결점을 찾고 있습니다. 특히 이제 지밀린 박사님은 인실리코를 이끌면서 얀센, 아스텔로스, 다이소, 시젠타 등의 인류 제약기업들과 협력 프로젝트를 진행하고 계시고요. 또 국내 여러 기업들과도 협력하기 위해서 이번에 방문하셨다고 합니다. 또한 인실리코의 수익 경로를 개발하고 기술을 창조하는 부분에도 열심히 활발하게 참여를 하고 계십니다. 그럼 인실리코 메디슨 타이안의 대표 지밀린 박사님을 큰 박수로 모시도록 하겠습니다.
Hello, good morning everyone. So it's my pleasure to be invited to give us a short introduction about our company. So my name is Jimmy. So I'm a CEO for Insillico Medicine Taiwan, so a subsidiary of the Insillico Medicine. So on behalf of our company, so I will give you some introductions about what we are doing and what do we apply AI for drug discovery. So yes. So I think for drug discovery is a very difficult problem, and it is also a very lengthy problem as well. So you can see from the figures here. So actually, this is the figures published more than 10 years ago by a very big pharmaceutical company. So they estimate like how much time they need to develop a drugs from the scratch and all the way to the clinics. So actually, it takes more than 10 years, and then you need to spend 1.8 billion USD dollars at that time. So you can imagine how much time or how much money you need to spend for now. So that's why our company think that probably we can use AI to solve the drug discovery problems, and also to minimize the time and then the cost you need to develop one drug to the clinics. So nowadays, from our perspective, actually there are many aspects in the drug discovery process can be tackled by AI. So from the very beginning, you choose a very good targets for the disease, and all the way to the small molecules, and even in the clinical settings, you can use the AI for the solutions. And in our company, we began with 2014, and then in 2016, we published a very pioneer papers demonstrating how to use AI technology to develop a small molecules. So and then till now, we constantly publish papers in this field. And in 2019, we published a very significant papers on the Nature Biotech, showing that how do we discover a lead-like molecule in 46 days. And in the previous histories, you probably need 5 years in order to find the best compounds. And Insillico Medicine is a global company, and I will talk about what's our business model and what we are doing nowadays. And then I'm based in Taipei, and then we are currently globally we have more than 340 people and 270 R&D professionals. And we have platform called Pharma AI, and also we develop our own drugs. So currently we position ourselves as a AI-driven biotechs. And this is our management team, our founders, Alex, and she is an AI expert, and Dr. Ren is our co-CEO responsible for the drug discovery. So you can see from the below, so there are many investors invest us, including one of the renowned investors in Korea called Mirai SA. So what we are doing? So first of all, our company starts from the algorithm, from the software. So from the left-hand side, you can see our platform called Pharma AI. So we have 3 different components covering the end-to-end AI solution during the drug discovery process. And currently, we also develop our own drugs. So our leading compounds currently is in the phase 2, targeting the IPF, this disease. And also, at the same time, we co-work with many pharma doing the strategic collaborations. Like last year, we have a very big collaboration with Sanofi, a very renowned French company. And also recently, we also have many collaboration in Korea with Korean local company as well. And we constantly publish papers, and then I think we are one of the pioneers in the AI drug discovery company in the world. And over the 5 years, we have raised more than $400 million USD. Our core technology, we call it Pharma AI. So they are composed of 3 components. Biology 42, we use this platform to analyze the omics data in order to find a good target for a disease. And chemistry 42, we use this platform to design the small molecule, and we use generative AI in this platform. Medicine 42, we use this platform to predict if the compounds, if the small molecule can pass the phase 2 clinical trial and then succeed to the phase 3. So what does the first platform called Pandomics, Biology 42? So we work with omics data. So the user can just to make any hypothesis for any disease, and then you can use our platform to find good targets in a very short time period. And the AI component in this platform is like we do the data mining, and then to search if these newly discovered targets has been reported by any literature before, and then we will give different kinds of score in order to prioritize the best targets for the user. So we can use this platform to identify target candidates and rank and prioritize the targets, and then also we can discover the new mechanism or actions for the biomarkers, for example. And once you have the targets in mind, you can use chemistry 42 to design the small molecules. So previously in a pharmaceutical industry, you always need to do some high throughput screening or very costly methods in order to find the good compounds. And in our methods, in our solutions, we just need to upload a crystal structure of the proteins, and we can use this protein information and then ask the AI generative model in order to come out some good molecule which can nicely fit into the pockets of the proteins and then inhibit the proteins. And then so it can, in a very short time period, we can come out with very good drug candidates. In clinicals, we together with chemistry 42 and Pandomics knowledge, we collect some clinical trial data and then train our models in order to predict if these drugs can successfully will be successful in the phase 2 clinical trials and then successfully transfer to the phase 3. So in this platform, we can also tell you like what's the strength of your clinical trials, if you enroll the right patients or if you choose the right targets for the disease. So this is our current pipeline. So we are not only the developer of algorithm, we are not only license out our software, but we also develop our own drugs. So as I mentioned, currently our leading asset is called Target X. So we are currently in the phase 2 trial. And USP1 is another our asset. Recently we just licensed out a company in NASDAQ, and we have other pipelines going on. So you can imagine using the AI solutions, you can constantly develop some new drugs from our own pharma AI engine. And then even those compounds probably do not behave well in a clinical trial. We can also delete these programs and then replenish our programs with new pipelines. And so for our leading programs, we only take about 13 months from the scratch. We discover these targets using Pandomics, and then we develop the drugs all the way from the lead identification, all the way to the preclinical, to the GLP tox study, and then gradually put into a phase 1 clinical trial. And whole process, it only takes about 30 months. 30 months. And in the previous records, if you still remember the figures I showed in the first slide, in the general pharmaceutical industry, this process takes 5 years. And in our cases, we only takes about 30 months. And now it's in the phase 2. And for our other programs, even some of the programs take shorter in order to reach the clinical stage. So what I'm saying here is like we can use really AI to really shorten the drug discovery process, especially in the preclinical stage, and in order to send the molecules or send the good compounds to the needed patients in a very short time period. And this is our company history. I don't want to mention again. So we start from algorithm and then all the way to the software. And now we are doing some AI-driven biotech. And many of our assets will be in the clinical trial in the next year. And last but not least, we also recently we built out a robotics lab in Suzhou, China. The idea is like we want to use this lab to constantly create a data for our model to train, and also we can validate our target hypothesis in this lab setting in a very short time period. So we want to use this lab to integrate with our different platforms, Pandomics. So for example, once we identify a good target from the Pandomics platforms, we can do some very quick target validation in our robotics lab. For example, doing some RNAi or CRISPR-Cas9 screening to see if this target is a good target. And then once we have some targets in mind, we can use chemistry 42. We synthesize a compound in a very short manner, and then we can test its efficacy in our robotics lab in a very short time period. And then it doesn't matter if the result is good or not. We can feedback all the results back to our machine learning models, and then let them learn again in order to design a better molecules. So in this way, we can create a very efficient design, synthesis, and test and analysis cycles in order to speed up all the process. As this is my last slide to summary what we have been achieved in the past 2 years. So earlier last year, we have a collaboration with Chinese pharma called Fosun Pharma, and then Sanofi deals. Like we are working with them using our AI platform to solve them some very difficult problems. And then last month, we have a very good deals with Exelixis. It's a Nasdaq-listed company, so we license out our phase 1 assets to them and then collect 80 million upfront payments. Okay, so we are a global company, and I think we want to engage more with Korean pharmaceutical industry. And then actually, me and my colleagues are here for several days, and we also visit many companies here. So welcome to approach us, and we will demonstrate how our technology can help you in your business. Thanks.
예.